The series will be 6 volumes.
Oh.
I only have 4 volumes in mind.
Oh, well, can't you just crank out another 2 real quick?
What do you mean crank out?
Well, it's like all the chapters are 1 page anyway, so you think you can just bust a couple of them out?
Why don't you bust them out?
Why don't I bust on you? How about that?
Oh, whoa.
Welcome to another episode of Volume 1, the anime and manga podcast, where we review the first volume of a brand new manga each week. My name is Josh Magic Michaels, and today, as always, I'm joined by
Megan Preen.
And Cody Spooky.
And this time, I'm going to have the spooky, where your name comes up, it's going to say Cody Spooky.
Yeah, that'll be a little treat.
A little treat for you and for the viewers and listeners.
But where's the trick?
I got to be honest with the video watchers. You know, this is the 3rd time we're recording this intro. We had a bit of technical difficulty. We got a new piece of equipment, a new piece of machinery that allows us to cut down on our editing time. And it came even equipped with this this boring ass Cody button. And so I will now preview it for the video watchers. So Cody, why don't you just say something that you find moderately entertaining?
So the new issue of Venom, it has like an alternate.
Anyway, and that's the boring ass Cody button. So whenever Cody starts spouting some nonsense about Fallout 15 or whatever, there's
a mod for Fallout 4 coming out, Sim Settlements 2. That's gonna.
And isn't this gonna make the show so much better?
I don't like it because I get blacked out too, and I'm not boring.
Oh, you're right. We'll find a way to just black out his half of the.
Yes,
frame.
or I can just move every time.
Yeah, exactly.
I can just get up and like run, and then you're like, oh, Cody, he's blacked out again.
Anyway, besides the new piece of equipment, we're also reviewing a new manga today, and that new manga was chosen by Cody. And you know how that could go. It could be an old ass manga he found in a museum, but today it's actually a pretty cute fucking tale of childhood, right, Cody?
Yes.
So why don't you hit us with your synopsis, and then I'll read the official synopsis.
Okay, which is because I still don't remember the official one. So it's a girl's cat goes missing, comes back, and it's a little spooky. And then we learn, and then the whole story is just about her playing with her cat, and then you learn a little bit about this town she's in.
Now, you might have cheated a little bit because we did record this part already once, and we lost the footage. And I did not keep that footage, which is an inside joke that nobody gets.
Because it's both my joke and insult to myself that you guys have taken completely out of my hands, and you absolutely abuse it.
See, the viewers don't get it, but they like it.
But they like it. The official synopsis is Kuro is a slice of life manga starring a young girl named Coco and her pet cat named Kuro. Living together in a large mansion on the outskirts of town, the story details their day-to-day life and their interactions with friends from town. Now, Cody, you've been sprinkling this manga in throughout a lot of our previous episodes, so I didn't really know what to expect. I do have some thoughts on how it was presented to me. But what did you expect, Megan, going into this?
So when he mentioned it, I looked it up, and I didn't really read it, but I looked at the cover, and I was like, wow, I already love it.
And you're cosplaying as, not Kuro, but Coco.
Coco.
Yeah. Coco.
Yeah, keeping up with the Spooktober
theme
cosplay month. It's been fun.
Yeah, and we have 2 episodes to go.
Yeah.
2 episodes to go, and we got a surprise for the final episode.
Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh, guys. You guys are going to flip. It's going to be very good.
I'm so excited for everybody to see mine and Cody's treat that we have in store.
And it's your first cosplay.
I know.
Ever. So
know.
that's so much fun.
Yeah, last time I dressed up, it was, that, I don't know where it's like, oh, what are you going to dress up as for Halloween this year? And it's like, I don't know, a hobo. And then you really you just put a beanie on.
It's kind of offensive to hobos, though, I feel like, right?
No, that's what they look like.
That's what they look like?
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting, dude. Anyway, so
interesting.
How did you find out about this manga? What did you expect going into it the first time you read it? Tell us a little bit about it, Cody.
The way I found out about this...
sorry, Mr. Spooky.
Thank you.
Or is it just Spook for short?
You don't call me.
That's fucked up.
Another classic Meganism.
What,
yeah, I like how Megan's taking the torch.
Is that?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Is that a bad?
Let's just move on and maybe dial it down a little with your.
Yeah, only he can say that. So
yeah, as a spooky.
Yeah. Continue, Mr. Spooky.
You know, I'll explain.
Oh my god! I actually thought
I'll
I said something
explain it to
very
you.
like
No,
racially bad.
no,
I was
no.
like, wait.
No, I think it's an insult, but I think it's too old for anyone to even care. But yeah, it is like an old timey like insult for a group of people.
But it's not a real. It's not,
A group of ghosts?
It's not a
What the fuck?
A group of ghosts. Yeah.
I was scared.
I was on a forum and someone just posted like individual like pages, and then I was just like, well, like, cause the it's just like a little bit of her like, oh, the cat's doing this, and I just got hooked, and I like read through the whole thing like that night. Like the entire series.
Yeah, I what's it called? I was like super confused when we first started reading this volume too, because I don't know how you guys read it, but the official website that I read it on had them all as just one shots. The first volume is like 57 chapters because each chapter is 1, maybe 2 pages long for the first 20 so chapters.
Yeah, it starts off being like just like newspaper comics almost, where it's like, oh, here's a little thing that happened with her cat. Moving on.
Yeah.
And then like as it goes on, it becomes more and more of an overall story.
Yeah. I kind of think though, as I was reading it, like I caught myself not liking that, right? Not liking that it was just these like one shots, these 1-page chapters. But as I continued to read, it almost like made me feel like the main character is supposed to feel, because they allude to a lot of mysterious circumstances and situations that she's in, right? She kind of lost her memory and things aren't really as they seem. They don't make sense. She doesn't have a lot of information. I feel like we're getting not a lot of information. So each panel or each chapter being this like 1-page chapter kind of made me feel like I was kind of in a little bit of a haze as well.
A haze. I like that too. I liked how placent she was in this house just by herself with the cat, and then like you would see other characters come along, but she was just like, okay, I'm just here and we're just doing stuff, and I'm gonna explain to you what my fucking cat does on a day-to-day basis, and we're living the life.
Yeah. And I think I said this in the first take that we did, but we lost it. But Puchita is Chainsaw Man's demon dog, but this demon cat, Kuro, is so adorable. I gotta say, I might get me a Kuro sticker to put on my car because I'm a cat guy.
Just be careful when you order that.
Why?
Just be careful.
Why are you being so vague about it?
He doesn't want to say it.
Did you have problems when you ordered your stickers?
I mean, if you don't get it, then the bit's ruined.
Are you just acting dumb?
No, I think what you're saying is that I might accidentally.
So it kind of just ruins any sort of.
I think what you're saying is that I might accidentally order a butthole sticker.
Yeah.
Yes, that's.
And you know it's
that
funny.
was your master joke.
Kuro actually does look like a culo too.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even put that together.
Yeah, he does look like one because he's just a mouth with teeth, and that's what all buttholes look like. Right?
Yeah. So culo is Spanish for butthole, and Kuro sounds a lot like it. And you're right. Buttholes are just circles with teeth on.
I'm going with Kuro, just because I was told about this from a Japanese person. That's how they told me to pronounce it. But you can go ahead and correct me on the pronunciation. And it's Japanese for black.
Yes, it is Japanese for black, which was an editor's note in the manga. And I like to think that maybe people can come up with a little more creative names for their cats. My cat's name is Monty, and I think that's a lovely name.
Which is great because it's not a human name, because I don't like that. But it's not like, oh, this is my cat, Mr. Fluffy Bottoms. I always see that in movies.
Fluffy Bottoms.
Yeah. And I was like, I can't imagine you call him that.
Okay, let's settle this once and for all.
Here we go. Megan's got the translation.
Yeah. Black.
That's so funny.
Kuro.
Kuno?
It's
Kuno?
It's just like kind of muffled. It's
Kuro.
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 I'm gonna just say Kulo from now on.
Kulo?
Kulo the butthole cat.
Black.
Stop. Wow.
You met the person who told me about that manga.
Oh, I did. I
Yeah.
did. Lovely.
Back in the troubles.
Lovely human being.
Sure.
Okay.
She may be.
Oh, okay. Don't say no more. Say no more.
Yeah. Enough said.
Enough said.
Okay, so
I don't know what you're basing that on.
No, because you said lovely person. I thought it was a man, but if it's a woman, then you don't need to say more about Josh. We already know where that's going.
wait, no.
Oh, well,
no,
yeah, that's what
That's
you meant.
implied. Yeah.
No. No, it's not like I did something.
No,
to or with this person.
I'm just saying that you have a tendency to really like women.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
You know what it means. I mean, it's your thing.
You're just like a kind of like a como se dice
Horn
dog.
Horn dog.
I'm fucking hurt by you guys.
What?
Don't
Come on.
You can't be mad at a mirror for showing your reflection.
I
Kuro.
can't. Black.
Black.
Okay. Anyway, Cody.
So what did you go in thinking? Because this is one of the few mangas I read before, maybe I was inspired to start reading more during a certain event or whatever. But this is one of my all-time favorite mangas.
Really, this is one of your all-time favorite mangas?
Yeah.
I think
That's so cute. Love it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a manga that you would necessarily love because it is kind of cutesy. There's a lot of cute elements to this story.
I'm more in love with the storytelling. But also, look, I like some cute shit every now and then.
Yeah.
It's cute, and it's so interesting how it's sort of like a horror movie from the perspective of kids that like are already in that world. Right. So like, why bring that stuff up? That's already their reality. They're already growing up with it. So that's such an interesting concept that I haven't seen that done anywhere else. Like in A Quiet Place, it's just like they're being explained all this stuff, and they're like, "What? Why?" But like, really, it's like, oh, like if you tell a kid a rock is a dinosaur, they'll be like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. Like if you just tell a kid, like if a kid grows up in a horror movie universe, they'll accept it and the rules immediately.
Yeah, I don't know why I got a little bit of Quiet Place vibes from this. There's no similarity as far as like how the monsters show up or anything, but there was just some like, I don't know, there was some similar vibes.
It was like the rules that they had in place. Like, you don't go here, you don't go over this. You see this, if, it's kind of cut off. You're not supposed to go off this way. Yeah. We can't do those things. We need a injection and, vaccine to be able to do all this stuff. It was all just like methodically explaining, like you just said, like to kids, like, okay, this, you follow these rules. Yeah. And don't mess it up, and then you see later what happens. You don't follow the rules.
I thought it was super cute, man. I think I got more invested in the story as it went on. Although they did a really good job of like leaving you wanting a little bit more each time. The stories, even though they were 1 page long, they always left on like kind of a little bit of a cliffhanger, or they gave you just a little bit more information about the world. And sometimes there was a scene or a chapter, a page where the doctor is just extracting this fluid and injecting it into kids, and that's all they show. It's the end of the whole chapter.
You won't find out about any of that until like volume 3.
So you read the entire series of Kuro?
Yeah, once I was shown some, and then I got hooked, and I got all of them, and I had to because the way the story is told, right? Yeah, each chapter is like 2 pages, but they all end on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. So let's break it down, I guess, from the beginning then, because now we're all reading the entire first volume, right? Mm-hmm. So we all read volume 1.
We're volume oneers.
We're real volume oneers
We're real
now.
volume oneers now.
So I think from the beginning, you just you start learning about her cat, right? Her cat that was a normal cat and then got lost one day and came back as like this ball of just darkness with teeth, and that's all it is. But it's as little detail as the cat has. It's the cutest thing in the world. I don't know how you can make just a black blob with teeth adorable, but it's adorable.
Yeah, he's I don't know if it's a.
I think it's a he.
They.
It's a they.
It's a they.
We'll say it's a he because.
Well, we don't assume pronouns on volume 1, so we'll just call it a they.
got him. Yeah, they are so cute, and I think that Coco makes the cat even cuter just because her love for this little ferocious teeth thing. Yeah. And he, They.
Sorry. Maybe get off your high horse.
Megan.
They are so cute and so accommodating to her, because I don't think that necessarily this is the like ultimate form it could take and maybe be comfortable in, but I think Kuro's just doing it to make Coco feel better, which is even cuter.
Yeah, it's super, super cute.
And like, because like the art style is really cute, but it's also very detailed and realistic. It's like it's on that exact borderline of cute but also realistic.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just that black, like, cartoonish looking Kuro.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't give us a lot of detail, but what we do learn very early on is that there's something a little weird going on. Kuro is capable of killing these monsters and like having these tentacles come out of their mouth and protecting this girl Coco. Which, can we talk about that for a little bit? Why all these characters had like milk names, or like, what'd you call it, like baking names?
Baking names, food names.
Yeah,
I think it's so cute.
I think that's just a cute thing the author had in mind to do, where it's like, everyone's got to have a meaningful name. Their name has, which that always bugs me in something, where their name is relevant to what they do in the plot. And we're like, wow, their parents just had so much foresight to name their child after. Oh, if you look it up, their name means the guy who like finds that item in the bag. You're like, that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, that's probably why you like Goblin Slayer too. But they do name them like there's Sesame. And then there's Coco, but the funniest one to me is Milk. There's just a girl named Milk.
Yeah, straight up. Mimi for short.
Mimi is a cool abbreviation of milk, by the way, but I've never met anybody named Milk in my entire life.
No.
Also, maybe that's like, it sounds cuter in Japanese.
Yeah, maybe the translation is just a little weird, right? Yeah, Megan, look that up for us.
I'll look it up.
Or maybe the translation team for the English, they didn't bother. Like, maybe they just have like the names are just Japanese names in the original.
Yeah, they here we go. It's just gonna say black again.
Black.
Okay, seriously, I'll look it up.
Okay, yeah, look up what the translation of milk in Japanese is. But so
I think that's because it's like. It's like a dark.
No, Megan, we know how to say milk.
Milk.
That is cute.
It's almost just milk.
That's a cute. That's one of those words that for some reason it just sounds like English, but like what you would do if you were being racist.
Yeah, you gotta throw a little cursive on it too. It's like Miruku.
Yeah. It's like I think we talked about this on the Goblin Slayer episode. Some words they just don't have translations for them. Like hamburger is just like hamburger. Like they don't have anything to say but Goblin Slayer. Yeah, it's just that.
Which sounds like we're being racist, but we're not
it's
being
not.
racist. That's
it's
how you say
Google
it. Or that's how
Translate.
And if you're worried about doing a Japanese accent, just say the words with an Italian accent. It's almost exactly the same.
Give it a
Miruko.
One more time.
Kuro.
I feel like that's more offensive.
Miruko.
Yeah. Actually, you could be racist against Italians.
No, yeah. It's no one. What are they gonna do?
Wow.
You hear that? But yeah, that was just a cute thing, and I thought everybody had like baking names or food names or whatever.
It's like it's a fairy tale kind of, this world that it exists in. So I think like having them like have those cute little like, oh, their name's Milk.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just part of the childlike logic kind of that happens in that world.
Yeah, and even though it's about a demon cat, the first few couple chapters are just about this cat doing regular normal cat shit that my cat does. Cody likes to abuse my cat, and
cats play by play fighting. I do that with your cat. Your cat loves me now because I play with him like how he wants to.
I've never seen a cat play the way Cody plays with the cat. Because
and that's why he runs to me when I walk in and he avoids you.
No, I was touching him today.
Yeah, you were touching him.
And he loved it. I was petting it.
Yeah, he does love Cody, and he does love the way Cody plays, but Cody plays pretty aggressive, but apparently that's how cats like to play.
And look, I'm the one taking the losses where, when he messes up playing, I get scratched and I'm bleeding. And all I do is let him bite me.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, but he knows when to bite and when not to bite.
Yeah, your cat knows how to play. You got a good cat.
Thank you, dude.
My roommate's cat has not picked up on the code yet, so it's kind of...
He's just abusing the shit. He's just grabbing the fucking cat in the face, just like, you play!
Well, that's
maybe
what you
my
gotta
cat has a good owner.
Yeah.
Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that.
I knew we weren't expecting that.
So yeah, the first couple of chapters in this, it's like it's like a joke. It's like a dark joke, but not dark joke. You know, not stuff about babies dying, but like
Okay.
the cat does something that's like monstrous. The girl doesn't see it, and then she looks over. She's like, "Okay, let's keep going." And that's what happens in the beginning.
Yeah, that's sort of the first, I'd say, like 20 chapters, which are all 1 page long, is that kind of joke happening over and over. The cat gets she hears rustling in the middle of the night. Cat is in a bag, got its head stuck in a bag, and then she walks away, and then the cat has like 18 eyes or something like that.
Yeah, I loved how she was like, "Wait, I guess did he always not have eyes?" And then he grows like 3 eyes, and he's just like, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I guess you just had your eyes closed.
You drew a picture of
Yeah. Oh,
the
that's
cat?
good.
Oh, that is good. That is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then they start sprinkling in little story details. They start sprinkling in, I think, the girl Miruku coming over and her mom not letting her hang out with Coco. Like, hey, you gotta leave, you know? And they start sprinkling in the doctor and then the tutor and then staying off the roads.
Even before then, she's just in the house, and in that chapter I was just like, what the fuck is that in the window? And it's just straight up like a big eyeball
Oh yeah, and
monster. And
one of the first things that like gets me like creeped out is when it brings like a bird, you know, like cats do, and she's like, don't do that, and then the bird like grows like a bunch of eyes and flies away after the cat tried to eat it.
Yeah, and so and I think that's obviously because you get more hints as to why that's happening too, because these monsters are making more monsters, it seems like. But yeah, and then you start finding out a little bit about her past and a little bit about her parents. And there was one chapter that I thought was hilarious because, first of all, this girl lives in a mansion. Okay, she lives in a mansion by herself, and that was her parents' house. What were you going to say?
Okay, if we're thinking of the same hilarious scene or not, I don't know. There was one part that I was like, that's funny. But like I would be upset if I was
the parent. You'd be
the
upset
parent.
if you were the
Yeah,
parent?
I was thinking of the.
Yeah. I think it was when she was telling her parents like what she wanted to be when she grew up, and she's like, I want to be. First of all, her dad is a florist. Her dad is a florist, okay? And I don't give a fuck how good you are at putting flowers together. I don't think you could buy a mansion with a flower shop money. I don't think you could do that. Maybe you can. Maybe I don't know anything about flowers.
might be old money.
Yeah.
I don't think they got new money. I think it might be old money.
Yeah.
Like I always say mansion, but I don't know if that's actually a mansion or not. I think it might just be a big house.
I think they say
Is it a
mansion.
mansion?
They say mansion in the manga too. But first of all, yeah, maybe old money, inheritance, whatever. But that must be an expensive ass flower shop because they have a huge house, and the mom is a teacher, and my mom is a teacher, and I know teachers ain't making that much money. Okay. But anyway, she's asking, her parents are asking, like, what do you want to be? And she's like, I want to be a florist like dad. She's like, you don't want to be a teacher like me? And she's like, no. She's like, teachers say boring stuff all the time, and nobody cares what they say.
Nobody likes them.
And I want people to like me, so I'm going to be a florist.
And the mom's just like sitting there with a smile on her. Like,
and that was the day she died. From a broken heart.
From a broken heart, dude. Yeah, and her parents are cute too, man. They had a nice little happy, cute little family. And as far as volume 1 goes, like I mean, you know what happens to them, but they don't ever explicitly show what happens to them yet. And they explain. I always feel like I have to say light spoilers, but they do explain that like you have to. This is what I also don't completely get. I don't like when stories create rules that are so specific. Like they have to get this injection to be able to see the monsters. But there's this like they have to have it when they're 6 years old.
6.5.
Yeah, in this weird window of time, they have to get this serum.
Okay. There's either 2 reasons for that I can think of. It's because it's like you have to be like after 6 years and 6 months, then it's too late to get it for it to work on you. It's supposed to be like a 666 thing, but then they just couldn't think of a reason to justify a third 6. Or it's some sort of idea of like that's around when childhood, like I don't, because I think like becoming a person, right? I can remember things happening at 5, but then like around 6 is when you start having like
vivid memories.
Yeah, I think that's when you start making decisions on your own, like, making choices and like thinking.
Cognitive.
Yeah. So I think it might be something about that as far as like.
Well, then say that. I don't know. They just said like it just seemed weird, and it seemed like this weird device for Coco to not be able to get the serum.
They're like, hey, you're 6 now? It's time to grow the fuck up and see some monsters, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I the third reason could be like, oh, well, she's 6 years and 7 months old, so it's too late. But it's like, it can't be that, because then the author could have just changed the age. Like, it's not like that was a late game reveal that they had to justify later on. So, like, going into the story, that's the rule. So I assume that's some sort of symbolism or meaning for
I
it.
do like the 666 thing, but maybe they just couldn't think of another.
They couldn't think of a
6.
third.
Yeah.
6, so 6 years, 6 months.
Ah, fuck. The series will be 6 volumes.
Oh.
I only have 4 volumes in mind.
Oh, well, can't you just crank out another 2 real quick?
What do you mean crank out?
Well, it's like all the chapters are 1 page anyway, so you think you can just bust a couple of them out?
Why don't you bust them out?
Why don't I bust on you? How about that?
Oh, whoa.
And that's probably exactly how it went.
And that's what happened. That's exactly what happened, and that's why. That's why they couldn't get that.
Oh man, that's funny.
Speaking of being busted,
and then because
all over.
it's only 2 pages long each chapter, he already wrote all that. But by the time that conversation ended, they already.
Oh, God.
Well, now it's written. So
yeah, I can't do anything about it now. It's all done. But speaking of being busted all over, here, like, let me explain my segue to you. Because she can't see the monsters, she constantly just gets splashed with blood all the time, and she's like walking around in the woods covered in blood, and everybody sees her as this like horrific sort of child, but she can't see it, so she can't see. Now, don't you think that maybe invisible demon blood, you'd be able to feel it? Maybe.
I mean, after you.
I'm going to go ahead and say that supernatural demon blood maybe doesn't operate under the same rules as normal things.
Megan?
And she's kind of like not all there to begin with, so I don't know what she feels and what she doesn't feel.
You're right, and I shouldn't have assumed that you could feel demon blood. But at the same time, it is just pretty funny to me that she's walking around covered in shit. Maybe you can't see demon fluids, period. So maybe she's got some demon shit on the bottom of her shoe, and she can't see it either. And everybody's
keeps
like,
smelling
"Damn,
it.
this bitch Coco smells like fucking hellish feces," But I don't know.
Because at first it's like a dark little jokey thing happening, and she sees it like standing on like a, what do you call a staircase rail?
Oh,
Right.
like a
Staircase banister?
banister.
And she's like, oh, cat's doing that, and then it like shows that the cat's really like extending its legs,
Yeah. like these weird stilts, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that's sort of the whole thing, is she just looks over and is like, there's my cat. And then the cat's really doing like, it's killing things, like shooting like spikes out of its like mouth.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene where she gets sick, and then it uses its tentacles and emanates its like aura around it, and it like wraps her in it, and she's like, oh, I feel better now, like when she wakes up.
Yeah.
Heals her.
And that's another thing I think I do like about this series too, is that they don't really have to go into all these like long-winded explanations for why this cat can do all these things it can do. It's super vague. You kind of assume it went out, something happened with it and the monsters, and now it's a monster cat. But it also like it doesn't, there's no like rules. It can do kind of all kinds of different things. It can grow long legs. It can spout tentacles out of its mouth. It can heal. It can chop. There's a scene when she's walking through the forest trying to get an apple that rolled away, and the whole time, because the cat protects her, and so it's slashing all these creatures and fucking using its claws to cut them into pieces and stuff. But there's no need to explain like where the cat gets this power from, or to have kind of rules on its power. Although now that I say that, there was that scene where after the cat did do something in the woods and it lost a lot of its energy and it shrank. But now that I'm saying that out loud, I remember that's a story that she wrote.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because it can shapeshift. I take that, and then like most of what it does is just shapeshifting, and then it's like, oh well, it's kind of magical. I'm like, well, they're demons, so that's fine. And then I'm assuming the basis of like whatever happened to the cat, put it in like a blank slate, and then because she treated it like a normal cat, it kind of it just learned how to behave like a pet, but still being demon-like, which is why it just kills anything that it thinks might harm her.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think is going on in this town? Or I guess you've read the whole series.
What do
so
you guys think is going on in this town?
Yeah, Megan, what do you think is going on in this town, and why salt is put on the roads? Because it's not necessarily that the roads keep the monsters away. It's that they're lining all the roads with salt to keep them away.
Similar.
Is it salt? I thought it was okay.
It's.
Oh wait, I read more.
Did you read? Okay.
I read
yeah,
more.
Let's not. Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
so
know
you
where I
read
got
more.
to though. I think I got honestly to like.
It wouldn't be that hard to
upwards
just
of
finish
80s.
this entire series in like an hour.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, because
I don't remember.
It looks like salt. It looks like and then I would just take that as like, oh, okay, sure, salt keeps out demons. That's always been like a little thing people mention. Oh, you do a ring of salt and
Yeah. Mob Psycho. In Mob Psycho, they use that.
yeah,
constantly.
that's a paranormal thing, and I'm all you just accept that. Oh yeah, sure. Somehow demons are like, I hate those two chemicals.
Yeah.
Forming.
Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but I'll let it slide. Like, who invented that rule? That isn't there another mythological
it's like cleansing,
creature?
like it
Is it
cleanses bad spirits.
I get I would see that's why I would get like an herb or something, but do
Salt of the earth.
What does that even mean? Because if you salt the earth, that's like destroying something. But then if you say something is the salt of the earth, you're saying they're like essential and important.
Uh-huh.
You're saying they're an essential worker if they're the salt of the earth.
Yeah. So what does salt of the earth even mean?
And let us know how to say salt of the earth in Japanese, Megan. But okay, so Megan read more. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Then it looks like salt. I thought it was salt. I think they even maybe said salt. Maybe they were lying. But you also is that? I'm starting to think I can speak Japanese. To be honest,
It's so funny because you've watched a lot of dub anime too.
yeah, I
and
watched a lot of both.
I've watched a lot. Yeah, you watch a lot more dub.
I watched a lot of both.
And I just know so many Japanese words. It's so so funny just from watching this, and it's like, yeah, no shit. If you're gonna watch something in a different language, you definitely will pick it up from time to time. But it's just so funny.
I know. You say good morning by saying "Ohayo gozaimasu," and that's why in I am a monster, I am a hero. In the English, it's boob morning. But in Japanese, it's "Ohayo gozaimasu" because "opai" means boobs and "Ohio" is good morning. So the pun works a lot better in Japanese, but they managed to translate that into English.
That makes more sense. That does make a lot more sense. But I said I'm starting to feel like I can speak Japanese because when in doubt, just say the name, say the word in English with a little Japanese accent.
It's kind of like
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, Josh. Don't
You're
do
right,
that.
you're
No,
right. That
there's
does
a
seem a little
difference.
problematic.
You have to look it up and see if that is how you say it, and then you can do
Right.
it.
You gotta
And
be
you're
respectful of the
what?
culture and the
What?
language.
I'm speaking Japanese.
It's like how for Spanish you just add like "o" to the end of things,
Yeah.
and it's like, I mean, yeah, sometimes that does work.
El Caro.
Yeah. El Caro.
El
Culo.
Caro. Cool.
I just want to keep saying
Yeah,
cool.
I know.
Cool. Yeah, culo means cool.
Yeah,
that
you
is
should.
a-
That'd be
that
a
is-
thing to do to people. Yeah.
No, that is a joke. Like, obviously working in a lot of restaurants, I've talked to a lot of like cooks, and they'll go like, "Hey, you're so cool. I'm gonna call you culo. Fool. You're so cool. I'm gonna call you cool." And then it doesn't work on me, dude, because I'm half
That's
Mexican, so I know what that
funny.
shit means.
What I would do is I would look up insults in other languages that I don't even speak, like French, and I would just be like, "Oh yeah, you're this," and they'd be like, "What does that mean?" It's like, "Yeah, this sucks, doesn't it?"
Yeah.
It's what they're not on board for it happening to them at all, but they love doing it.
My favorite one was I worked with somebody who instead, like, their way of getting back at people was this acronym, which was too long-winded to even be a thing. But when they were frustrated at somebody, they would say, "See you next time." And that's because
See you next Tuesday.
is "see you next time."
Oh.
They're
Yeah.
calling them a cunt,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
But I'm like, that's also a nice thing to say to somebody. It doesn't work.
What?
It doesn't work.
Calling someone a cunt is a nice thing to say to someone.
Yeah, you
how
fucking
why,
cunt.
how is it an insult if
What the fuck? Oh. Wait, how?
Spooktober.
Well, Spooktober's
Why did I
gone
drop
to the
it?
underworld. Oh.
That's kind of weird, dude. Why? I didn't even notice how close he was. Why was he? He was back there when we started,
No, I
right?
know. Like I usually.
That's fucking weird, dude. I don't like
Are we
that.
gonna keep talking about Spooktober, or are we gonna talk about the manga?
Oh, you're right. Go ahead. That was thank you for keeping
That
this train
was
on
a
track.
really good transition, Cody. Holy shit!
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I fucking
I made a mistake. My bad.
chills down my spine.
Yeah. Go ahead, take it away.
Do you think it's salt? Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
it makes sense. Yeah. The roads are lined with a white powder, and they just say like if you cross it, the monsters can't cross it. If you cross it, you're in danger.
Don't
And
let me
that's-
into that town because then those roads won't have white lines on them anymore. You know what I mean?
White lines, vision, dreams of passion,
I never knew the
Through
lyrics to
my
that
and
song.
all the time I think of you. Dang, dang, doogity, dang.
It's a great song.
Baby.
It's
No,
about doing cocaine.
It's
right?
about doing cocaine, but it's like a cautionary
It's about
tale
the
too.
dangers of doing
Exactly. He's
cocaine.
like, don't do it.
Cocaine is dangerous because it's dangerous how much fun it is.
Was it twice as pure as
Twice as pure as snow.
twice as gritted as salt? And if you
Really?
get hooked, baby, it's nobody else's fault. So don't
Do
it.
it. Rock.
Don't do it, but also maybe try it. Just just
Don't get
cut. Yeah. Don't get addicted. But maybe if you're young, your body will bounce back. It'll be
You
cool.
should redo that song and just say what you want to say.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stay up all night writing all the lyrics. Okay, Cody, we're not gonna talk about cocaine. Go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's the another example of its storytelling where it's like I don't even think they no one explains what that powder is. They don't explain why it works. They just say like, hey, you're crossing the line. Because you don't need to explain everything when everyone already knows the rules.
Yeah, and I like that. It doesn't tell us, the audience, how the rules work, but everybody else knows how the rules work. It shows people in the town, and it starts introducing characters. And that girl's sister, that girl's brother, dies in that house, and she has a very traumatic experience. Am I missing something?
I think you read past the first volume.
You might have.
Yeah.
How many chapters is the first volume?
Didn't you say like 56?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, maybe I read literally like 57 then, because I wanted to make sure that I.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure
volumes.
that's like a reveal. So.
But
It's okay.
We don't get to really know any of the characters that well, except for kind of Coco and then a little bit more about Milk, who.
And Maria.
Which one is Maria's
She's the angry blonde lolly.
Oh, yeah.
She's
yeah.
fuck you, you monster bitch.
Oh,
yeah, she's the one with the brother who died.
Yeah, she's the one with the brother who died. And she kicked fucking Kuro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. She's like, get the fuck out of here. It's just like, why are you so angry though?
Which is
Yeah.
it?
Because your brother died.
I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah, because of the death.
Yeah.
Because it's
I
like
mean,
a demon.
get over it. am I
Yeah.
right?
It's like a demon cat, but it doesn't like attack people. It's pretty passive for being a demon cat that like shoots spikes from its mouth.
Yeah.
It got kicked and it was like I think
Yes.
it went to go like they had like a stare down and it shape shifted and then it was like, hey, stop messing with my cat, and it like just goes back to normal.
Yeah.
It's like Pochita.
Yeah.
Because Pochita's like straight up a devil, but he's just like, I like this kid. I'm going to snuggle with him at night and I'm going to love him and show me your dreams. Like,
Show me your
he's
dreams.
such a not the like typical devil. So when people see this cat, they obviously know it's not a cat. Like
Yeah.
everyone knows it's not her cat.
People who. Okay, this is another question I
Because-
have. Okay, this is another question I have. If she can't see monsters, but her cat is a monster, how can she see her cat?
Because that she's there. I don't think it's like a purebred monster because there's like monster animals like combined, like the bird and some other things that were combined. She can see those things, but the cat is not. It's like a mix. It's not a full eyeball guy.
Because there's
It's not.
It's not eyeball guy. We gotta get. I really do. If anybody watching and listening, is interested, I really want to take some of Megan's drawings. I want to scan them and I want to put them on a shirt, dude. From all the manga we've reviewed, imagine how dope that would be. Just like little drawings,
Yeah, that would be cool.
and then have them on like a.
Don't judge
on
me.
like a shirt.
Yeah.
It's so they're so cool though.
I have a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
almost done with this one. So volume 2 of the notebooks.
Yeah, and then that's when the second shirt's gonna come out. So we're gonna get all the drawings from the first one. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna commit to it. I'm gonna make it happen.
No, why
it's gonna
me?
be
I think
so
we
cool.
would get sued for like copyright and stuff.
They're bad. They're bad though. So if it's like,
Nah, dude, because people do that red bubble shit all the time where they just take a blurry GIF they found on Google and slap it on a shirt and sell it.
Oh, I mean, okay. I mean, yeah, you do it.
You know what, Cody? I will.
And I'll only take 33% of the profits.
Oh, now that there's profit involved, you want to get a piece of this pie, huh?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, well, you can have some then.
Cool. Thank you.
You
I mean, I'll
have
help
some of my
you.
pie.
you can have a slice.
Yeah, you can have a slice of my pie. How about that?
I mean, I don't know if you're trying to be sexual, but
Josh?
Yeah, me?
Him?
Never.
so there's mutated animals, and then there's like shadow demons, and then there's whatever the cat is. Because I think the cat is a hybrid of the two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The cat is definitely like operates on some sort of different rules.
Yeah, some mystical, demonic shit that can cure people
Yeah.
and not want to just destroy.
Yeah. But overall, I think for me, this story was really, really cute. I think some of my like favorite things about this story were just honestly how innocent and how cute it was. It took a cute concept, a cute setting, cute characters, and put them in this like horrific situation in this town with everybody who's paranoid and scared. The cat is a monster, but it's also the cutest cat doing the cutest cat things that fucking cats do. And I loved that. Like, I loved just the setting mixed with the cuteness. And I loved at first, I wasn't a fan of the one-page chapters, but then I kind of got really used to that. And they did feel a lot like comic strips, kind of, Cody, like what you were saying, just like these one-shot stories. And I think if I had to say, I also really enjoyed like the version I read, the totally legal version that I read, was all in color for the most part, too.
I was waiting to say something about the color because that was like a complete 360, not used to that shit at all unless you're reading like graphic novels. Even then, sometimes it's not a thing. But it was so refreshing, amazing color.
Yes.
It just brought you in, and we don't necessarily get that a lot in manga, so it was a treat.
Yeah, I guess that's the trade-off of each chapter is like 2 pages, but they're completely colored, which maybe they because color is comes into play in this story. So, so I mean, maybe maybe they had to because you know it would have just like faded to a different like shade of black.
Yeah. Yeah, if I had to say, like, what was my, like, least favorite, I don't necessarily think I had a least favorite thing about this manga. I think it's important to have that as an option to say, like, oh, this was my favorite and this was my least favorite. But I don't think it's necessary to, like, be nitpicky and say that this thing was something I didn't like if I really didn't like it. And there wasn't really anything that I could say I didn't enjoy about this series. It was just fun. It was, like, Frank and Fran, I guess, had a little more... I don't know, like what how would you explain the difference or describe the difference between these two? Only because when Cody says like cozy, kind of body horror, there's no body horror in this, but cozy is still a word I would use for this series for sure.
That's why I would say it's a dark fairy tale. But I think, you know, when you say that, it's like, oh, what if Hansel and Gretel, but instead of a house made out of candy, it was made from drugs, which is literally a movie that was made. So that's not even me exaggerating. But I think that like a dark in the sense that like it's in that it is a dark universe, but it still has this like fairy tale logic to it, and it's from the kid's perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, I think again, you're absolutely 100% right. It is like a dark fairy tale. There is this fairy tale quality about it. And there was not really anything I can say I didn't enjoy. I thought it was a lot of fun. And I enjoyed the information they gave us. I enjoyed the mystery of it all. And based on what Cody says, it does sound like they're going to explain mostly everything, would you say?
They explain every single question you have. Ooh. This isn't one of those bullshit stories where they make up a bunch of things and then they're like, oh my god, okay. Let me figure out how I can explain this. Every single question you have will be explained by the end of this.
Interesting.
It's a mystery that gets solved, but no one's solving this mystery. You're experiencing the world getting more and more explored until you're like, I understand it completely. Everything makes absolute sense.
I also loved the map, the monster maps.
Yeah.
And showed like the boundaries, because I think even the mom at one point says like, yeah, there's not really, or the doctor, someone says there's not really a lot of places that humans live now, which is interesting too. And I'm happy that they do explain how it came to be like this, because obviously they haven't been living like this for very long. That's my guess.
Okay.
Yeah. It's you get like a map showing that like this is our town. You're like, that's a pretty small town, and you're like, why is there not surrounded by other stuff around that town? Which will get explained later on, everything, but yeah, that's the experience of like unraveling the plot is something I like. This is probably the best one to only talk about the first volume of.
This reminds me a lot just from the like main character. I don't want to give too much away, but I think I recommended it to, I mean, you guys should both watch it, but School Live.
I think you did recommend that to us at one point.
It's a good, I don't want to give anything away. It's like, it is horror if you look up the genres, but the main character is like, that's kind of like her. She's very not aware of her surroundings at all, just because of like trauma, like exactly like her. Like she can't see the monsters, but she doesn't really understand, like she's not really coping with her parents' death. She just thinks that she lives in this house alone, that she's never had parents. Like I don't know what she's dealing with here, but it does remind me of that, and I like that.
Because she's not dumb because she's a dumb person or character. She's dumb and ditzy because she does not remember anything about her parents. She does not remember. She can't see the monsters, so she's not an idiot, but she also acts like an idiot because everybody else is aware of the situation, and she has no idea what happened.
That's why, if you're going for symbolism, the idea that she got locked into having childhood innocence, whereas everyone else sort of had to like grow up, and that like where all the kids are getting their injections, it's a very like they're all screaming and horrified, and like after like that's their last moment living in a world where they don't see the monsters that surround them.
Blissfully unaware.
Yeah,
and then
ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, but so Coco, she can never not be that innocent. She'll always be innocent again, but she's surrounded by children who they're like their siblings are dying. They're seeing this horrifying reality they live in, and they're so mad about it. And then they're kind of, bitter about her, like she'll never know how horrible things are.
Yeah, and they do kind of have a sentence about that too in the manga. They say that when we inject these 6-year-old kids with this serum, it's a double-edged sword, because from this moment on, like you'll be able to protect yourself, but you'll be aware that you live in a world full of monsters.
Live in fear forever.
And that is kind of exactly what, to your point, like very symbolic, because she does. You're right. Have this innocence now that she'll forever have. And I don't know. I wonder if that's, obviously that's something that's purposefully done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like, what would you do if you, because for her, she, almost got killed because she stepped outside of the lines, and she can't see any of the dangers. The kids are screaming at her to come back because she can't see something that's, looming over her.
Yeah.
And, if it wasn't for the cat, stabbing it 40 times.
So what do you think the symbolism behind the cat? Because even when you say that, once you become an adult and you become aware, you learn to not cross the metaphorical line, not to cross the line. But what do you think the cat represents then, if you're saying that it's about childhood innocence?
See, that kind of gets explored.
Oh,
so
wow!
I don't want
this manga has it all.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin the cat's importance as far as growth and character, but there's definitely symbolism that we could talk about if we read the entire thing. But even that question that gets answered. So
wow,
I don't want to ruin it, but there's a lot of symbolism going on here.
That's amazing. So I guess,
and would you get that injection if you were told yeah,
That's
by the
a
way,
great
we've been it's like Santa Claus. I mean, who's real? But
oh my god, when did you guys find out that Santa was not real?
I was playing.
Metaphorically,
It was around the age of 5 to 6. That's why I think that age means, because I was playing hide and seek with my brother, and I went to go hide in my parents' closet, and then I opened it and there were just presents in there, and it said from Santa. I was like,
Wow.
You're like, did Santa come early and he just like had a lot of stops to make?
no, I was immediately like, he doesn't exist.
I can't ever imagine a time where Cody, the most cynical human I've ever met, believed in Santa
I
Claus.
know.
I'm very cynical because I used to be extremely optimistic,
That's sad.
which is that's what happens.
So Cody already took the serum then apparently. But if I had a choice, let me think about it. If I had a choice,
Because you could just see, like, even though you're safe inside the lines, you'll still just see
Yeah.
them walking around and like.
I gotta say, someone asked me this question like a long time ago. It's kind of like that red pill, blue pill kind of thing, right? Like, would you choose to live in the Matrix or would you choose to like live in whatever the real world, whatever the fucking name of the real world is?
Zion.
Zion. Yeah. And it's different because like, I don't know. I mean, the Matrix is pretty sick. You know what I mean? The Matrix. I mean, they don't got TikTok in Zion. You know what I mean? But would I take this serum if I was 6 years old? I guess I would. Just
Would
for
you have a choice though if you were 6?
Well, also, yeah, I mean,
you don't have a. You go to the doctor before you get shots when you're a child. I don't think a kid was just like, I don't want this one.
Unless your
my
parents
choice.
are like anti-vaxxers.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
anti-vaxxers,
Maybe
yeah.
it's a little bit of a play on vaccinations as well.
That's also interesting because it can only happen when you're a kid, when you don't have a say in really what happens to you at all.
No.
So
You have to
kinda like-
you live off of the trust of other people.
yeah.
kind of like how sometimes your childhood can be taken away from you by other people. You know,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's taking a dark
Let
turn.
me try to be deep, dude. I get what you're saying. The dark implication.
Yeah. Which I was
Yeah.
like,
Right.
okay, he didn't mean that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. He meant something else.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, she blacked everything out.
Okay,
No
now
pun
it sounds
intended.
like the dark
no
implication.
no pun intended. She kudoed
Well,
everything
She
out.
kudoed everything out.
But yeah, she darked it all out. She doesn't remember her parents. She just thinks that she lives alone and she had to learn everything on her own. How old is she now? Like 7?
Yeah. All I remember is she's past the
Age.
the threshold age.
So would you guys take the serum though? Would you guys do it?
Yeah, I think so.
Out of pure survival, I feel like I'd have to.
Yeah, because you don't know.
But also, if you just take everyone's word for it, you would be safe.
That's true. But what if you don't know? I mean, what if one day someone fucks up the path and then they all come running in and you have to, defend yourself or at least know where to hide? You don't know. You could be running into them. You could be.
Yeah.
You could be. I mean, they always see you. That's always going to be the case. So it's
Yeah.
like, might as well.
And if she didn't have a magical cat protecting her, then she would have been
She
dead
would
a
have been
long time ago.
dead.
And we all don't have magical cats that we can rely on. I mean, I do, but you guys. I mean, Megan has a pug that can barely breathe, but
Oh, why do you guys diss on my pug?
I don't know how
He's
much
stronger than both of you combined.
That's not saying much.
Yeah, come on.
That's saying a lot. He's 15. He's a pug. That does not happen very often. He's eaten corn dog sticks. He's eaten chalk. He's eaten chocolate. He's eaten a lot of things, and he ate. He's killed things too. He yes.
Humans?
I'm not at liberty to say at this time without my lawyer, but
But yes,
no,
yes.
just animals. Yeah,
Oh wow.
birds, baby baby possum.
I've never had a pet that's killed.
Yeah, Yoshi's killed. He has a tear tattoo.
Teardrop tattoo
on his
little
wrinkly
ass
Yeah,
face.
he's
I had a German Shepherd. It was the biggest wuss dog that I've ever seen.
I had a cat that killed a bird one time, but
Mm.
what are you gonna do? Birds are they even animals?
Yeah.
that's what that's.
Yeah, they're a type of animal.
That's a long conversation.
I mean, I
and
never just hear
argument that's
PETA.
been-
I never see PETA advocating for birds. It's all about the cows and all about the pigs, but no one gives a fuck about fish and no one give a fuck about birds.
Because they're not really they don't have souls. That's the whole thing.
I would
They don't
disagree
have
with.
souls.
I mean, fish don't have souls, but birds they have the most soul.
See?
Angelic beings.
I do kind of want a bird. I gotta say.
No, you don't.
Why
you
not?
think you want one? You don't want one.
No, cockatiels are amazing, and the only reason
Cock-
the only reason I don't have one is I'm not home enough, and I think that'd be animal abuse.
they need their owners.
Yeah.
They're loud though.
Yeah, I want to get a parrot and maybe teach it how
Not
to give me words of affirmation.
A parrot is for like when you have a big house to yourself.
A parrot
or
is
with
for
a family.
crazy people.
A parrot is when you get an egg, and then you have a child, and you have them be born at the same time. Because parrots can live to be 100, and you give them a totem animal.
They're kind of scary. Have
Why
you
are
seen
they scary?
like a macaw? They have their little like tongue, and they're like,
Yeah, their tongue is, and they've got like a mouth inside their beaks.
it's gross.
That's pretty cool. I mean, Toradora, there was a parrot.
And Inko is gross
yeah,
too.
Yeah, and that was a fucking weird parrot. yeah. Okay, so I think we went over our favorite, like least favorite things. I mean, you guys didn't have a least favorite thing, did you?
I mean, like you said, I didn't want to be nitpicky. I couldn't really find anything that I could definitely pinpoint out. But I how fast they showed the monsters in the beginning, because I think it was like only like 2 chapters in. I would have liked a little bit more mystery until like
yeah.
I would have liked like a building point to maybe like her stepping out of the line, and then that's when the reveal happens. I would have liked a better reveal than just a little sprinkle.
That's a great point.
Yeah, that would have been better. Yeah, rereading, I didn't realize how like it. On one hand, it is cool how it's just matter of factly there, but it would have been nice if the first hint is that bird with multiple eyes, and then like a big reveal. But I mean,
and so that was probably your maybe least favorite thing about it then.
if there was gonna be a least favorite thing, it would be the fact that Megan just brought up a thing that I would have liked more. Yeah, but like honestly, this is one of my. Like, if I was going to give someone an example of amazing storytelling, this would be one of them.
Wow.
Yeah, and as far as questions go, like, I think I maybe stumbled on to some questions, but according to you, Cody, they kind of answer everything, it seems like. Like, they kind of answer not only the more metaphorical things, but they answer the literal why things are happening. They, I don't think... Do you have any other questions about, like... any story moments or points?
No, not really. As I was reading, I just put, when will she be like, where are my parents? And
Right.
that's it. When will that realization happen where she remembers everything and she comes to? That's what I'm...
And that for sure happens, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the
Major plot
best
points. Yeah.
scenes.
See?
I love this story. It's so cute. It's so cute. And I think...
And as it goes on, it gets more and more like dramatic. But like it doesn't like there's not like a big fight that happens. It's still this it's always this story of a girl and her cat.
Yeah, it's not huge contrast between when it gets like plot heavy versus the slice of life, which is good. It's a good mix.
Like when these questions get answered, it's not like, oh, it's big event time. It's sort of like, and now we're going to talk about this, and now this is happening, and now, oh, look, a train has come to town, and ooh, what's on the train? Ooh.
That's crazy though, because you're absolutely right. It is a slice of life manga, and I do like how, even though it might not ease us into the monsters, it does ease us into the more serious tone that the story kind of ends up taking. But when they do tackle those things, it's still like not, and it's heavy emotionally, but it's not like there's no like big action scenes or there's no big moments. Even when Maria, Maria's brother dies, it's not like a huge thing. It's more of like a flashback to explain why she is the way she is. But I like how
it's not like something special happened to him. It's just a thing that would happen to kids.
No,
because
totally.
it was before they were old enough to get the shot or something like that. So
I thought they... No, I think they knew. He just said...
he was just like...
He was like, oh yeah, he's being an asshole kid. There'd be so many kids that fucking die just being like, I can fucking whatever. He saw that there was I think he saw that the line or the salt kind of went into the place they were trying to go to, and it was like a path. So he just thought like, oh, I'll be safe if I just follow the path, and like I should be good. And then he went in alone, and then it happened.
I guess
a lot of kids die chasing like like bouncy balls and stuff, and it's like, wow, what a dumb way to end your existence.
Pet
What a
Cemetery.
terrible way to go.
All that potential that your life represented, you're like, oh, my ball went over there. I have to go get it. Everyone's like, you'll die. And like, shut up.
Pet Cemetery, I forgot they did do that in Pet Cemetery.
That kid got...
That kid
Oh,
got
running.
And then he
turned
got...
into a pancake. Yeah.
And then he was like...
That's
That
the
almost
summary of Pet Cemetery.
that almost happened. I was like delivering pizza, and like I saw like a red ball. It's the classic red ball, like just go through the middle of the street, and then a kid like just ran after, and I like I have like my hand on the emergency brake, like at all, and I was just like pulled, and I just made eye contact with it. I was like,
Yeah, I had a friend who died
almost,
like that
your kid almost
What?
died.
in elementary school. There was a kid in my class
Oh.
that died like that.
The red
Oh
ball.
my god.
Yeah, I was like 4th grade.
That's
Yeah.
some Pennywise shit.
It was
man.
like right near the school, and like kids that they were playing with him saw it. It was pretty graphic.
Oh
Jeez.
my
Um,
god.
Yeah, rest in peace, Adolfo. Put hot Cheetos in your casket. It was a good time.
You put hot Cheetos
A lot of people.
in his
No, I didn't
casket?
do it personally, but people did. He had like hot Cheetos and like a skateboard, and it was like
Yeah, when
was a
I
good time.
if I have an open
it wasn't a
casket,
good. It wasn't a good time, but it was like it was a weird time, but it was sad.
yeah, if I'm lucky enough to have an open casket, all things considered, maybe I'd like people to dust some hot Cheeto dust on my fingers.
I want to be
And
dressed
then
up. I
lick
want to
it
be in
off.
like a costume of some sort. I don't want to be in nice clothing. I want like a funny,
Would you want to maybe cosplay?
maybe cosplay, maybe just clown it up, maybe just get buried as a clown.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like so when people come to the casket, like I'll have my like face closed, and then you have to like open a little thing, so it's just my face and not my whole body, and I'm like just clown.
That's terrifying.
That would be
One
best.
of the perks of my job is I have like life insurance now, which is $20 grand, and they were like, "Hey, I know that's not that much," and I'm like, "That's a lot of money." And I have like rules in there because I was able to list like who's on there.
Uh-huh.
It was just one of my friends. And
Oh,
then-
it's not.
and
Yeah,
I have,
we're not on there.
We're not
I can
on there.
add you guys. Honestly, it wouldn't be that hard.
Money.
I can like edit it, and I have like I wrote down the rules, and I have my ashes have to be spread across like multiple lakes throughout the country, and then you have to say
A lot of work.
Yep.
Keep going. Keep
If you
talking,
want
Cody.
20 grand,
Anyway, and that's where the button comes in.
that's why you're
handy.
not in my will. But and then they have to like say, I guess the real adventure was the friends we made along the way, and that's an official like restrict. In order to get
That's
20,
a little cute.
in order to get 20 grand, you have to go on a dumb like adventure.
How would you know?
Well, it's like legal. There'd be like,
There'd be like someone there.
well, the person who's on it wouldn't pretend to do it, so that's how I know.
You can legally make people go on a little adventure if they want to get your.
In my will, yeah.
What can we know the details of the adventure?
I just there's like lakes that like would take you through a course across like in a round trip across like the United States.
And you hid like little pieces of your body at each one.
No, I would have to not be dead to do that. So no, just like dump the like this amount of ashes in this lake, this lake, this lake, this lake, and then you're back home.
Okay, but how do they know? Like, how do the lawyers or whoever is in charge of your estate know that somebody actually did that? What if I dumped it in the trash?
That's
and then
what I
just
was
waited?
saying.
Again, this is why you guys aren't in it because I have someone in it who would like follow through.
We would do it, right, Megan? We would do
Yeah.
it.
That's why 20 grand ain't going to you guys when I finally get that sweet, sweet release of death.
Stop saying that.
What?
It is the sweetest release.
Yeah.
No, you guys are going to both live very long lives, okay?
Yeah. It's been feeling like a long time for a while.
Cody?
What?
Cody, I don't want you to go anywhere.
20 grand. I'm thinking I fake my death, right? And then I just put myself as in the inheritor of the
It's
20
not
grand.
illegal.
Yeah, I feel like you can get a lot of trouble for
Okay, are you going to send a dead man to jail?
that. The
But
plot
no,
thickens.
like if they found that you weren't dead, they might send you to jail.
Yeah, if I didn't like go on a boat and like go to Ireland, yeah.
Yeah, Cody, I think you got a pretty solid plan there, dude. Anyway,
You were on board until she expressed she wasn't on board. And
I
you're like,
am
oh,
on
I have to
board.
fit in. I have to fit in with
am
Megan.
on
I'm still
I need
on
her.
board.
I need her to think I'm cool. I need
I'm
everyone.
the coolest one here.
No one's arguing with you.
no one's arguing with you, but also, Cody, how do you not know that I'm just setting her up to believe that I'm like, oh yeah, this is a dumb idea, and then secretly it's so I can get the 20 grand?
Because you weren't.
Are you?
No, of course not.
Yeah, that's how I know.
But I am.
You're not winking at me.
All right. It's so I'm so confused.
Anyway, get a job where you get like life insurance, and then you can set like dumb rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anybody wants to collect my 20 grand, all they have to do is put me like mix my ashes in water, and then they have to
Drink it.
Drink it, but they have to like I want to be put in a LaCroix can, and I want to be carbonated, and I want you to shotgun my ashes.
And what do we get?
Couple grand.
I'll do it. Yeah.
What, Megan? What about
It's
you? Will you
in
do it?
LaCroix.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
LaCroix, but
then
it'll be.
no, I don't want to do it. At all.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah,
yeah,
Megan does.
it's
It
disgusting.
hates
There's some
LaCroix.
things you can't put a price on.
Pretty bad. No Pellegrino.
Pellegrino. You don't like Pellegrino either?
I love Pellegrino, and you can't compare them because it's just so much better.
No,
than
Pellegrino
LaCroix.
is way better. Maybe I'll put it in Pellegrino.
Okay, you're just gonna change you change everything about you. You're like, oh no, yeah, I hate LaCroix now.
Yeah.
Yeah, wishy-washy.
No,
Wishy,
let's not
washy,
start.
yes.
Let's not start that again.
Why?
Because
No,
it's not a
let's
real
start it
thing.
again.
It's not a real thing.
Mm.
You're very wishy-washy.
You're right. I am. Anyway,
I mean, is there any spoiler specific stuff we want to talk about, or
I think we
kind of just
kind of just said.
Yeah.
what
now
we
because
needed to
it's such
say.
a short volume. There's not really you
Yeah.
can talk about that wouldn't technically spoil some things, but
yeah, I think we covered a lot of it, and I think we did it gracefully, if I do say so myself.
yeah.
Gracefully.
I think that there are, like you said, a lot of other things that are yet to be revealed. I think Volume 1 is a perfect place to start and to be able to talk about everything, because there are a lot of things that are still a mystery. And like Cody said, they do end up getting answered. So
Yeah, hauntingly charming.
Hauntingly charming, very cute, cozy, keeps you interested, your curiosity's piqued, and the cuteness is also piqued as well.
yeah, I think cute fairy tale is like the cute, spooky fairy tale. Grim, spooky, no, cute, grim fairy tale.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's a good tagline, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could write the taglines for some of these manga. Maybe that's how we can start finally making some money, you know?
Yeah.
For all that life insurance money too, you know?
Yeah, moolah for the culo.
Oh my God, Megan.
I said Kuro.
You did not. You absolutely did not.
That was a stretch. That was a stretched out culo. If you know what I mean.
No.
That's what I thought.
That's what we do here.
And so we kind of expressed, kind of our least favorite things, our favorite things, things that are going to happen in the series in the future, and kind of what to expect too. I mean, through our taglines, if you're thinking about reading it, I think you know what to expect going in.
I couldn't. If I was gonna recommend any manga to anyone to ever read, it would be this one. And it's an easy story to get into. You can read it just read a couple of chapters, and it's just a fun little story. And then if you get invested, there's so much of this world to like, and it's the best done version of. This is, I don't know. I don't even know if other stories do what this story did.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I think
The only comparison is A Quiet Place, and it's like it didn't really do a good job of setting up like sensible rules and like people living in that world like making sense, where they're like, we do sand sometimes, we do this sometimes. Here's a thing that would solve all of our issues, but we won't do that. And
also, it doesn't have Kuro.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
if
they
maybe
did-
Quiet Place had like an adorable.
Yeah, it
cat.
had a deaf girl in it.
If
You know? Nothing wrong with that, but it's no Kuro, I'll tell you that.
yeah, if they found one of those little things and it acted like a little pet like bird, that would be something to get me hooked.
Oh, that would have been so cool.
Yeah.
That would have been fucking awesome.
One of the things that gets me is anytime a monster is a pet, but in a world where every other version of that is a monster.
They did that in Stranger Things. Did you ever watch Stranger
Oh,
Things?
yeah.
I didn't like how it just ripped off so many things. I never watched it.
It probably does feel like it did in season 1, but I think it becomes more of its own thing as it goes on.
Okay.
I didn't see season 3 at all.
Season 3 was great, and in season 2, that's when one of the characters has one of the little monsters as
Demogorgon.
Demogorgon as a little pet, and it's a
cute.
cute one, and he names it and everything like that, and it's
That might hook you.
that might
honestly,
hook you.
there's a thing I'm a sucker for in video games. It's whenever like the enemy like faction, one of them turns into a teammate in the sequel. That they always turn out to be my favorite character. So, and now that's a thing that show's doing.
Well, yeah, maybe it took it from Kuro too. Maybe it
Like-
stole it from that.
Like in Fallout, when you get the opportunity to like team up with other people, like the super mutant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys done talking about Fallout?
Well,
No.
because it's like in Fallout, 3 you get a team up.
Don't
with
make me use the button again, Cody. I'll use the button again.
You're gonna have to use it on her.
Oh fuck!
Don't-
I already told her. I already told her I wasn't gonna use
I'm
it.
scared, I'm scared of the dark. Don't do it.
Oh, that'd be funny. Yeah, do it, and we'll like freak out about like turning the lights on.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do it one more. We'll do it one more time. So keep talking about Fallout or whatever fucking bullshit you're
So
talking
yeah,
about.
Nick Valentine is
He's
like
like a
one of the
robot
best.
Okay,
faction,
bye,
and
guys.
he's like, wait,
Who turned out the lights? I
For
can't
people-
see.
For people just listening, they have no idea what's happening.
Oh, that's a good point. Josh got a fade out.
Yeah, I got it's
Option.
it's a button that fades to black. We should have explained that earlier on. Sorry, audio.
Oh
listeners
yeah, I
who are
guess
so-
that makes
who are so
no sense.
It makes absolutely no sense to
Shall
them.
we?
But it's
Now it
more
does.
excuse to check out the video when you get a chance.
So-
You know,
Yeah. If I was gonna rate this, it'd be 5 out of 5
cats,
tentacles.
cat tentacles.
5 out of 5 cat tentacles.
5 out of 5 cat tentacles. I think you would give it a 5 out of 5 too, right,
Yeah.
Megan? Yeah. If I had to,
What? Yeah, I would.
yeah.
I don't have a
You don't have a thing?
no.
Okay.
If I had to rate it, I'd give it 5 out of 5 buttholes. And
Yep, someone had to do it.
Yeah, someone had to do it, right? And so I think it goes without saying we highly recommend Kuro.
See if we missed anything in the notebook.
Yeah, you cover that while
No, I don't have
while I
anything.
wrap it up. And if you have already read it, let us know what you thought about it. And if you read it based on our review, let us know what you think and if we did a good job reviewing it. It's a fun, cute series. We gave it a bunch of cute little taglines. I didn't think spoil anything too major, so you should be able to still go into it and enjoy it. But yeah, it goes without saying we recommend it. And if you check it out, let us know. I think it's a cute Halloween tale to be told.
Yeah.
Did you find anything in the notebook that's worth mentioning?
I mean, she starts having dreams about.
Yeah. But I mean, that's not really too
Yeah.
important.
I think one of them is like, if I was reading it week to week, it would have upset me because she has a dream where it like reveals itself as a monster and it goes to attack her, and then in the next chapter she's like, oh,
That was a dream the whole time.
which would have upset me if I was like, what's gonna happen? But like if you just read through it, it's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Dreams and memories come up a lot in this series. That's like another theme, which, were themes about childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. That's why this story has a lot to offer. Especially if you, had like a weird childhood or whatever. Not saying that I did, but like, it could touch you, It could touch you in your heart.
Okay.
It could touch you in your culo. You know?
No,
There we go.
no,
There we go.
no.
Okay, so that's going to do it for our review for this episode, but we are going to be reviewing, we have 2 more episodes that are going to be coming out during Spooktober. We're going to be finally doing our part 2 video for Chainsaw Man. Now, I know people seem to have really enjoyed that episode, and so, my question is, I was gonna say why? But people seem to really enjoy that episode, and I mean, obviously we're gonna do a part 2, but I mean, if we did something that was different than what we normally do, I mean, let us know because we've been getting some positive response from that episode.
Definitely.
I mean, we were able to talk about something more completely. That's probably.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good point too. But anyway, yeah, part 2 of Chainsaw Man is
probably
coming out.
Oh yeah, let me also mention to the listeners about our giveaway again because
Yes.
it's near, it's almost
And
it's
how-
rearing up.
How
Yeah.
many people can win?
I think we can say 3 people.
3.
3 people can win. We already have
One person
at least one official contender.
already won because they did the phonetic.
Yeah, and then
They went
If
with.
they-
Oh, you read it? You saw it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we have one possible winner, and then if more people do the rules, then we will pick a winner.
Yeah.
But let me
And
read
if
off the
you-
rules
if
here.
you want, we could like do signatures, but I mean, we're not famous. I don't know.
No, I don't know if I don't know
we
if you
could.
guys
We have
want that.
we have bookmarks.
Oh yeah, we'll give
Yeah,
you
we
a
have
free
bookmarks,
bookmark.
but
Oh, Megan will do a doodle of a.
Yo, that would be so fucking dope if you did a little doodle.
I might.
Do a little Puchita doodle.
I'll
in
do a
the-
Puchita doodle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do. That'll
Do
be cute.
it.
Okay, so here are the rules, guys. Either like our Chainsaw Man Volume Done episode on YouTube, comment your favorite host, or how you would spell the sound of a chainsaw on the video, and or subscribe to our YouTube channel. And any of those will allow you to be a contender in the first ever Volume 1 Spooktober giveaway.
Yeah.
And we want you guys to engage. We want, winners. It's a very fun thing. We love Chainsaw Man. We love you guys. So do it.
And the more
Just
the
fucking
more
do it.
yeah, just fucking do it. And the
Fucking
more,
assholes.
and the more we do these giveaways, because this is the first one we've ever done, but the more obviously people start to engage and comment, we will hopefully be able to do more as well. So we want to do more videos like that Chainsaw Man episode where we do read a series from start to finish in its entirety, as opposed to just reading volume 1.
Yeah.
This was sort of a test run, and people seem to have enjoyed it. So it's probably something we're going to do again, and we will end up giving out the first volume of that series as well. But next week, we're going to be reviewing. So we have the Chainsaw Man Part 2 video coming out in the month of October, and before that, or around the same time, is going to be our final review of the Spooktober season, and that's going to be Megan's choice, which is
I finally figured it out. I was very conflicted with what I wanted to read, but I did pick it. It's called Pumpkin Night.
Pumpkin Night.
Pumpkin Night. So this is the synopsis. A deformed female human goes out with a pumpkin on her head to kill all who bullied her in her past.
Nice.
And that's all it is. That's all it says.
Another great story where people get what they deserve.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, so I showed you guys the cover, and I was just like, oh, and then I perused it a little bit. I didn't read anything. I just was looking at the art, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. So I'm very excited.
So that one's called Pumpkin Night, and that's going to be coming out next week, along with Chainsaw Man Part 2, which will come out as like a bonus episode that week as well. But I think that's going to do it for the episode. Thank you guys for listening, and if you're watching, thank you for watching. Leave a comment, like this video, subscribe to the channel, or just if you're listening, rate us on whatever you can. I know some people don't listen to this on iTunes, but if you do, you can rate us there, and if you don't, then just keep listening.
Help us beat Trash Taste. I'm just kidding.
Oh, help us beat the other Volume 1 podcast. Can you guys believe?
Hey, we need our Volume 1ers, okay?
Yeah.
We need you to go comment on this other fucking Volume
Don't
1
do that.
channel. Please
Do not
comment
do
on the
that.
other Volume 1 channel.
do
I don't
that.
fucking care. They called us out. We're going to call them out, okay? I don't give a fuck.
They may
okay?
have called us out.
They definitely did.
Okay,
And
if
I
they-
felt... I was triggered.
I felt attacked too. So real quick, this has really nothing to do with manga, but so what happened was, obviously we've had this name for a long time. It makes sense for what we do. We're
6 months, like what? How many months now?
It's been like 10 months, and we are always kind of working on our outlines and our format, and we're trying to always make it as tight as possible. We're now more recently have agreed to like all read the first volume. We're working hard over here, okay?
We're working
And
our
we got-
asses off.
Yeah, we're working our asses off, and we got this. All of a sudden, we got this other podcast that comes out that's about fucking audio equipment or some shit. What does Volume 1 have to do with audio equipment?
Yeah, they just put the in front of Volume 1.
They meant like Volume 1 to like the level of
I don't
noise?
fucking know. We had a planned out name. I don't fucking know what they were doing. He straight up said, "Oh, that's a good name. We've had it. Oh, that was ha he ha 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 he."
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? If you're you're probably not watching this or listening to this, but I'm sure that you know of us. Okay,
They had
I'm not gonna play
They had
games.
to have looked it up at least.
If they're
I'm
doing
not gonna
research,
play games.
if they're doing research for their podcast and what to name their podcast, I'm sure they might have looked up, like, I wonder if there's anything else called Volume 1.
No shit, you wouldn't have named it Volume 1 if they were already a thing, because you are a you research your shit as a host, and that guy, I don't know if he researches anything, to be honest with you. I don't know if
He just spent 5 minutes talking about what a great and original name it is.
Yeah, and that seems so passive aggressive that he said like it's an original name. Like, why is he commenting on the name? It seems a little sus.
As
to
far
me.
as I can tell, they're an online version of a magazine,
yeah,
and they have a lot more money than we do. That's what I know.
yeah, that's pretty clear. They got a lot more
Great.
equipment, but even though we got a lot, I mean, they got more.
we're not Volume 1 anymore. We're Rant Cafe now. A little plug there. Should I not plug them? Don't listen.
You're plugging our competition.
Listen to Volume 1.
No, but
Don't harass people.
We got to get our
Because
real
in my
we gotta get our real
name.
winners out
Do
there.
it in my name.
They have enough money to like bury us.
No,
somehow.
that's that might be true.
Yeah. They definitely like we're not we can't compete with any sort of like lawsuit or anything.
Okay.
Well, just have our back. Just have our back.
Yeah.
And we'll just know you were a real oneer if you've been here since day one. If you're a day oneer,
Day oneer.
If you're a day volume oneer. But anyway, thank you guys for listening and watching. We really appreciate it. And that's gonna do it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we will see you in the next episode where we're reviewing Pumpkin Night. Do you have the outro? Is that what you just thought of right
it's something one of the characters says.
Okay, Cody.
Cody's got one.
Finally.
Okay, don't say that when you don't come up with any.
He used to.
I used to, but then Megan started just doing it, and every time she did it, she was hitting it out of the park, so I just let her
be
do
mad
it.
at her. Don't like take out your frustration on me.
Okay, let's hear it.
Time to kick some Kuro ass.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Do you want to hear mine?
I'm afraid of hearing what your guys' would be.
Why?
No,
Why are you afraid?
Because it's Spooktober.
A Kuro, more like cure all.
Josh?
Okay, mine is mine was gonna be until next time, keep a tight cooler.
Yep. Okay.
That's why you were scared.
Okay, yeah, that's what I didn't want to happen.
Okay, so what is yours? We'll go with yours.
Time to kick some Kuro ass.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Thank you guys as always for watching and listening, and until next time.
Time to kick some Kuro ass.
Who fucked up?
It was you.
I didn't kill.